Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Marina Kristensen. Let's talk about the most common mistakes when you want to get flat abs and a small waistline. Some of those I did myself, so I also was a beginner one day. So in this video I'm not telling you what to do, and I'm not saying that this will work for everyone. I'm just talking about my experience and what I see people do very often, which will most likely not make your abs look nice and flat, and your waistline will not shrink but grow. And if you want to see more videos about fitness and especially about small waist and hourglass figure, like and subscribe, hit the little bell down below so that you always get notified when I upload a new video, and also make sure to check out my other videos about how to get a small waist. The first mistake is that you're not giving your muscles time to rest, so you overtrain. When you're not giving your muscles time to rest, they cannot build new, because you destroy your muscles when you're working out. You stress them and you will break them open, kind of. I will go into this in my next point. And if they don't have time to regenerate, they will not grow back properly, if that makes sense. Which brings me to the second most common mistake, which is not enough protein. As I said, when you train your muscles, you will break them, you will destroy them. And what you destroy are the protein structures, and they will be rip apart and break open, kind of, I try to explain it as visual as possible. So they break open and then there is a gap, and this gap has to be filled. So you always have to fuel your muscles with enough protein so that they can grow back properly and tighter and stronger. The best thing to do that is to eat or drink before, while or after training, like a protein shake, a protein bar. I personally like to have a protein shot, which means I have protein powder. Most of the time I use pure rice protein, because it contains about 83% of protein. It has all of the amino acids the body needs, and yes, it's very high in protein. So I like to have some of this in a little bit of water, and then I drink it while or after I worked out. Another thing that I can recommend is to eat or drink protein before you go to bed. So have a lot of protein before bedtime, because overnight your muscles will regenerate and your whole body will regenerate. So you will not stress your body while you're sleeping, and that means that the muscles have the peace to regenerate and to grow and to straighten and to tighten and to be perfect. Mistake number 3, movements that will grow the sides of your abs, the sides of your tummy, the side muscles of your abs, and that will focus on them. You don't want that those kind of areas, that those muscles are growing, because when those are growing, you will more get a straighter waistline, and not that X. You want that hourglass. So in short, your waist will grow wider instead of tinier and smaller. Training with heavy weights is great when you want to build muscles, but you don't want to build big muscles on your stomach, because when you grow big muscles, your waist will get bigger too. I mean, that's a no-brainer, What you want to do is to train with no or just very light weights, so that your abs will be defined and tightened but not grow as big as you would like with your booty, for example. And this fourth mistake, in addition with this third mistake, is a deadly combination, because training with heavy weights and training the sides, so the wrong kind of muscles of your abs, will give you a very, very thick and straight waistline and not that nice hourglass shape you're looking for. Mistake number 5 is the wrong breathing. I did this at the beginning a lot because I didn't know that there is a wrong breathing when it comes to training. I thought you just breathe like you think it's okay, and no, it's not. First of all, always keep your abs flexed. That doesn't mean that you should push it out, you know, like you're pregnant or so. Keeping your abs flexed means that you tighten them, keeping them flexed and inside so that they're already straight, and not pushing them to the front. Second of all, breathe in at the easier part of the exercise and breathe out at the harder ones, because when you're breathing out you release all the air of your tummy, and this way your abs will be even more flexed, and this will give you the flat abs and not like the abs are sitting on top of your belly, like it's layered on top, that they're abs on abs or so, or the abs on your tummy and not laying inside. I don't know how to describe it. So always keep your abs flexed and breathe right. And now we're on the 6th and last mistake I see people do, and I did myself too, which is doing the same movements over and over and over again. So only having a few exercises you're doing will only concentrate on a few muscle groups, but you want to tighten and define your whole muscle groups on your ab area and also the sides of your waist, but not growing. And you not only want to straighten and tighten and define the outer abs, I don't know the real term right now. I did talk about it in my stomach vacuum video. So you want to define the outer and the inner abs. Yes, there are inner abs, and the inner abs are very hard to define by the ordinary exercises you can do. So for this I recommend the stomach vacuum. I made a video about it, I will link it down below with all of the other videos too, and I also have a playlist for you can check out. And this is a super simple but very effective exercise you can do to define not only the outer abs but the inner abs, and that will give you that snatched look you are looking for. When you're only doing a few exercises, a few movements, you of course will only train a few muscles, a few muscle groups, but you want the whole package, so that everything looks really good and snatched, and that you get this super lovely shape we're all looking for, which I already said in this video a few times. You can do every exercise in a slower or in a faster version, and I would recommend to include both kind of versions. You don't have to include both kind of versions in one training session. I like to do one session with the faster versions, and then the next day with the slower versions, for example. So the faster versions are more for like not really cardio, but as you're doing it faster you're more likely to burn the fat, and when you're doing it slower you're more likely to build muscles and to tighten them. Yes, that was the last tip, the last mistake I see people do, and I did myself. And if you're only having a few exercises, you most likely will not have a good result in the end. So after a while I haven't seen any changes in my body anymore, and then I heard someone talking about you have to change your workout, and I did, and it works wonders. So thank you for watching. That's it for today's video. Again, make sure to click the like, subscribe button, hit the little bell down below, and check out the other videos about how to get a small waist. And we will see you next week again. Until then, have a great time and take care of yourself. Goodbye.